Well, sir, what are you doing here? Wasting your life as usual. You should be in bed, sir. You keep 2 late hours. I heard of you the other night at Lady Rufford's, dancing till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Only 4:15, Father.
Can't make out how you stand London society. The thing has gone to the dogs. A lot of damned nobodies talking about nothing.
I love talking about nothing, Father. It's the only thing I know anything about.
You seem to me to be living entirely for pleasure.
What else is there to live for, Father? Nothing ages like happiness.
You are heartless, sir. Very heartless.
I hope not, Father. Got my second buttonhole for me, Phipps?
Yes, my lord.
Rather distinguished thing, Phipps. I am the only person of the smallest importance in London at present who wears a buttonhole.
Yes, my lord. I have observed that.
You see, Phipps, fashion is what one wears oneself. What is unfashionable is what other people wear.
Yes, my lord.
Just as vulgarity is simply the conduct of other people.
Yes, my lord.
And falsehoods, the truths of other people.
Yes, my lord.
Other people are quite dreadful. The only possible society is oneself.
Yes, my lord.
To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance, Phipps.
Yes, my lord.
Don't think I quite like this buttonhole, Phipps. Makes me look a little too old. Makes me almost in the prime of life, eh, Phipps?
I don't observe any alteration in your lordship's appearance.
You don't, Phipps?
No, my lord.
I'm not quite sure. For the future, a more trivial buttonhole, Phipps, on Thursday evenings.
I will speak to the florist, my lord. She's had a loss in her family lately, which perhaps accounts for the lack of triviality your lordship complains of in the buttonhole.
Extraordinary thing about the lower classes in England. They're always losing their relations.
Yes, my lord. They are extremely fortunate in that respect.
Any letters, Phipps?
3, my lord.
Or my cab round in 20 minutes?
Yes, my lord.
Phipps, when did this letter arrive?
It was brought by hand just after your lordship went to the club.
That will do. Lady Chiltern's handwriting on Lady Chiltern's pink notepaper. That is rather curious. I thought Robert was to write. Wonder what Lady Chiltern has got to say to me. I want you, I trust you, I am coming to you. Gertrude. I want you, I trust you, I am coming to you. So she has found out everything. Poor woman, poor woman. But what an hour to call. 10 o'clock. I shall have to give up going to the Berkshires. However, it's always nice to be expected and not to arrive. I am not expected at the Bachelors', so I shall certainly go there. Well, I will make her stand by her husband. That's the only thing for her to do. That's the only thing for any woman to do. It is the growth of the moral sense in women that makes marriage such a hopeless one-sided institution. 10 o'clock. She should be here soon. I must tell Phipps I'm not into anyone else.
Lord Caversham.
Oh, why will parents always appear at the wrong time? Some extraordinary mistake in nature, I suppose. Delighted to see you, my dear father.
Take my cloak off.
Is it worthwhile, father?
Of course it's worthwhile, sir. And which is the most comfortable chair?
This one, Father, is the chair I use myself when I have visitors.
Thank you. No draught, I hope, in this room?
No, Father.
Glad to hear it. Can't stand draughts. No draughts at home.
Good many breezes, Father.
Eh? Eh? Don't understand what you mean. Want to have a serious conversation with you, sir.
My dear Father, at this hour?
Well, sir, it's only 10 o'clock. What is your objection to the hour? I think the hour is an admirable hour.
Well, the fact is, Father, this is not my day for talking seriously. I'm very sorry, but it's not my day.
What do you mean, sir?
During the season, Father, I only talk seriously on the first Tuesday in every month, from 4 to 7.
Well, make it Tuesday, sir. Make it Tuesday.
But it is after 7, Father, and my doctor says I must not have any serious conversations after 7. It makes me talk in my sleep.
Talk in your sleep, sir. What does that matter? You're not married.
No, Father, I am not married.
That is what I have come to talk to you about, sir. You've got to get married, and at once. Why, when I was your age, sir, I'd been an inconsolable widower for 3 months, and was already paying my addresses to your admirable mother. Damn me, sir, it is your duty to get married. You can't be always living for pleasure. Every man of position is married nowadays. Bachelors are not fashionable anymore. They are a damaged lot. Too much is known about them. You must get a wife, sir. Look where your friend Robert Chilton has got to. Probity, hard work, and a sensible marriage with a good woman. Why don't you imitate him, sir? Why don't you take him for your model?
I think I shall, Father.
I wish you would, sir. Then I should be happy. At present, I make your mother's life miserable on your account. You are heartless, sir, quite heartless.
I hope not, Father.
And it is high time for you to get married. You are 34 years of age, sir.
Yes, Father, but I only admit to 32. 31 and a half when I have a really good buttonhole. This buttonhole is not trivial enough.
I tell you, you are 34, sir. And there is a draught in this room besides, which makes your conduct worse. Why did you tell me there was no draught, sir? I feel a draught, sir. I feel it distinctly.
So do I, Father. It is a dreadful draught. I will come and see you tomorrow, Father. We can talk over anything you like. Let me help you on with your cloak, Father.
No, sir. I have called this evening for a definite purpose, and I'm going to see it through at all costs, to my health or yours. Put down my cloak, sir.
Certainly, Father, but let us go into another room. There is a dreadful draught here. There is a good fire in the smoking room. Come in there, Father. Your sneezes are quite heart-rending.
Well, sir, I suppose I have a right to sneeze when I choose?
Oh, quite so, Father. I was merely expressing sympathy.
Oh, damn sympathy. There's a great deal too much of that sort of thing going on nowadays.
I quite agree with you, Father. If there was less sympathy in the world, there would be less trouble in the world.
That is a paradox, sir. I hate paradoxes.
So do I, Father. Everybody one meets is a paradox nowadays. It is a great bore. It makes society so obvious.
Do you always really understand what you say, sir?
Yes, Father, if I listen attentively.
If you listen attentively, conceited young puppy.
My dear Father, if I am to get married, surely you will allow me to choose the time, place and person. Particularly the person.
That is a matter for me, sir. You would probably make a very poor choice. It is I who should be consulted, not you. There's property at stake. It is not a matter for affection. Affection comes later on in married life.
Yes, In married life, affection comes when people thoroughly dislike each other, Father, doesn't it?
Certainly, sir. I mean, certainly not, sir. You are talking very foolishly tonight. What I say is that marriage is a matter for common sense.
But women who have common sense are so curiously plain, Father, aren't they? Of course, I only speak from hearsay.
No woman, plain or pretty, has any common sense at all, sir. Common sense is the privilege of our sex.
Quite so. And we men are so self-sacrificing that we never use it. Do we, Father?
I use it, sir. I use nothing else.
So my mother tells me.
It is the secret of your mother's happiness. You are heartless, sir. Very heartless.
I hope not, Father. It is a great nuisance. I can't find anyone in this house to talk to, and I am full of interesting information. I feel like the latest edition of something or other.
Sir Robert is still at the Foreign Office, my lord.
Lady Chiltern not down yet?
Her ladyship has not yet left her room. Miss Chiltern has just come in from riding.
Ah, that is something.
Lord Caversham has been waiting some time in the library for Sir Robert. I told him your lordship was here.
Thank you. Would you kindly tell him I've gone?
I shall do so, my lord.
Really, I don't want to meet my father 3 days running. It is a great deal too much excitement for any son. I hope to goodness he won't come up. Fathers should be neither seen nor heard. That's the only proper basis for family life. Mothers are different. Mothers are darlings.
Well, sir, what are you doing here? Wasting your time as usual, I suppose.
My dear father, when one pays a visit, it is for the purpose of wasting other people's time, not one's own.
Have you been thinking over what I spoke to you about last night?
I have been thinking about nothing else.
Engaged to be married yet?
Not yet, but I hope to be before lunchtime.
You can have till dinner time if it would be of any convenience to you.
Thanks awfully, but I think I'd sooner be engaged before lunch.
Never know when you're serious or not.
Neither do I, Father.
I suppose you've read the Times this morning?
The Times? Certainly not. I only read the Morning Post. All that one should know about modern life is where the duchesses are. Anything else is quite demoralising.
You mean to say that you've not read the Times leading article on Robert Chiltern's career?
Good heavens, no! What does it say?
What should it say, sir? Everything complimentary, of course. Chiltern's speech last night on this Argentine canal scheme was one of the finest pieces of oratory ever delivered in the House since Canning.
Ah, never heard of Canning. Never wanted to. And did Chiltern uphold the scheme?
Uphold it, sir? How little you know him. Why, he denounced it roundly, and the whole system of modern political finance. This speech is the turning point in his career, as the Times pointed out. You should read this article, sir. Sir Robert Chiltern, most rising of our young statesmen, brilliant orator, unblemished career, well-known integrity of character, represents what is best in English public life. Noble contrast to the lax morality so common amongst foreign politicians. They will never say that of you, sir.
I sincerely hope not, Father. However, I'm delighted at what you tell me about Robert. Thoroughly delighted. This shows he's got pluck.
He's got more than pluck, sir. He's got genius.
Ah, I prefer pluck. It's not so common nowadays as genius is.
I wish you would go into Parliament.
My dear father, only people who look dull ever get into the House of Commons, and only people who are dull ever succeed there.
Why don't you try to do something useful in life?
I'm far too young.
I hate this affectation of youth, sir. It is a great deal too prevalent nowadays.
Youth isn't an affectation. Youth is an art.
Why don't you propose to that pretty Miss Chiltern?
I am a very nervous disposition, especially in the morning.
I don't suppose there's the smallest chance of her accepting you.
I don't know how the betting stands today.
If she did accept you, she would be the prettiest fool in England.
That is just what I should like to marry. A thoroughly sensible wife would reduce me to a condition of absolute idiocy in less than 6 months.
You don't deserve her, sir.
My dear father, if we men married the women we deserved, we should have a very bad time of it.